Welcome to B2B with Randy and Craig, where we speak to local entrepreneurs and learn about their journey. Welcome to B2B, where we discuss the rise, the fall,
and the kick in the...
Especially
definitely
with
not
this
today.
guest.
Definitely not today. Yeah.
All right, I'm Randy. I'm here with Craig, and we have a special guest today, Saint Nick or Santa Claus. Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. It's what you love.
I love it.
I love it.
First question, most important question.
Why presents?
An excellent question.
Thank you.
You see, Christmas is all about the giving.
Not about the getting.
Not about the getting.
No.
And it's also about staying present.
That's another thing that you fall short on.
Oh my.
So Santa, can I call you Santa?
Of course you may.
First name
question,
basis.
I got to ask you. You're making presents for I can't even imagine. How many elves are there?
Oh, thousands and thousands of elves. We have millions and billions of children across the world to make presents for.
So thousands of elves making children for billions of children.
They work very fast.
Now, I have to ask, because this is a business, how do you keep so many elves motivated?
Aha.
You know, the morale has to be at an all-time high.
Of course. Well, Mrs. Claus is very good at motivating our elves.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Santa has his jobs to do, so does Mrs. Claus.
So her job, so she's your resident hype. Gotcha.
She's more like an elf mom.
A shop steward.
Well, sort
An elf mom, an elf mom.
Kind of, but nicer.
But you brought her up, so when you're out all night.
Of course. On Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve. How's she's all right with it? Never.
Of course she is. Yes. Once in a while she'll take a ride with me.
Okay.
You have to,
You had that question?
you have to realize that we spend time on Christmas Eve, right?
Right.
So in fact, we literally have all the time in the world.
See, that is very. That's actually one of my questions. Was that me personally? I'm a big traveler, and I like company in my car.
No one wants to go with him.
You
but
know what I
likes
mean? Because I sing a lot. Of
course.
And so I was curious if you take Mrs. Claus. You ever take an elf?
An elf and the reindeer are wonderful conversationalists.
They
I can
are.
imagine.
If you happen to speak reindeer.
Right, I was going to ask. You got to speak the language.
Of course.
And is Rudolph's nose really red?
It truly is red. It's a bioluminescent, genetic, actionated, weather-related nose.
Now,
Well, that's some nose.
there
nose
are.
knows.
That's-
See, I'm Jewish, so I don't know how many reindeer are there in total.
Well, so traditionally there are 8 reindeer, but 9 if you count Rudolph.
Well,
Now-
Rudolph counts.
He does.
Rudolph count and
Up to 10, consistently.
Consistent.
But what happens if one of the reindeer becomes sick on Christmas Day?
Well, you do know the magical reindeer, right?
So they don't get
They
sick.
do not get sick.
No, they fly.
Wow.
Well,
So
yes,
what about
very convenient.
the sled? What if the sled breaks down?
Well, you know, the sled itself is very magic. As a matter of fact, when I'm here on Long Island,
Yes.
I convert the sled to look like a beautiful red Silverado pickup truck.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You see?
Can you convert my daughter's Hyundai to look like a Jaguar? That's what we. Hey Santa, so I got to tell you, and I don't want to insult you, but you're out there, you're up roofs, jumping in the chimneys,
But very
and
spry.
you're not in the.
I'm very spry.
Right. Ever injure yourself?
Oh, no.
Never.
Oh, no, of course not.
But you're not magical.
Santa is very magical.
Oh, you are magical.
Did you
Yeah.
know that Santa's a bit of an elf himself?
No.
Oh, well, of course.
That's interesting.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Santa is an elf.
A bit of an elf.
A bit of an elf.
Yes.
Do you love the movie Elf?
I enjoyed Buddy very much. It's a very funny movie.
What's your favorite color?
Oh,
Now you talking movies right now, so I'm gonna ask my $1 million question. Normally he has a $1 million question. My $1 million question is very serious, and it means very much to me. So I have to know.
yes.
Die Hard, Christmas movie or not?
I say yes. But who am I?
Yeah, no. This I need to know from.
I like to allow people to follow their own hearts. If it gives you joy and it brings to you a Christmas feeling, then it's a Christmas movie.
I like the
like
answer.
And I have another question. I got so many questions. Is there really an island of misfit toys?
There truly is.
So what happens? The elves make something it
since
doesn't.
it was discovered way back in the Oral Ives movie,
Right.
They have found homes now.
Oh, so all the
Of course, some of them were repaired. Many of them are loved just as they are, which was the whole point.
That's the whole point.
That is
I
the
love
whole
it.
point.
I love it. I always wondered that. So let's talk cookies for a second.
Oh boy!
So you're
One
a
of
big
my favorite topics.
You're a big fan of cookies.
I am.
So is there a particular cookie you like best? We have here homemade chocolate chip cookies.
I would say
I don't know who made them.
chip cookies are one of Santa's favorites, certainly.
Excellent. Everybody note that. He loves a good chocolate chip
A
cookie.
good chocolate chip cookie, absolutely.
What would happen if someone gave you oatmeal raisin
I
instead?
would enjoy that as well.
Okay.
Maybe even share that one with the reindeer.
Okay,
Ah, there
okay.
you
So
go.
there's
Should people be leaving anything out for the reindeer?
Well, that's up to the folks. You know, again, I'm very clear about this. That Christmas is what your family celebrates and how you celebrate.
Got it.
I don't believe that there is one way that it needs to be celebrated.
So it does. If you show up at someone's house and they have cookies,
That's
or
right.
they don't have cookies, they have carrots, they don't have carrots. You're just as happy to be there
I'm
and
very
put the
happy.
gifts out.
Very happy.
What about milk? We brought you nice
Oh.
organic milk.
Oh, very nice.
Top of the line.
Is it milk? Is it hot chocolate? What is it?
Oh, well, Santa likes all kinds of
He doesn't
beverages.
Yeah.
What about milk with a candy cane stirrer?
Oh, you were going to spoil me.
We're never gonna get him out of here.
with fresh whipped cream and everything.
I love it.
So you have the option in the morning for hot cocoa or coffee.
You're talking about non-Christmas every day.
Yeah, on your everyday.
Right.
Do you ever drink coffee?
Of course I
you
do.
So you do.
I enjoy a wonderful cup of
How
coffee.
do you take it? Light and sweet, or
Well, it depends on how I'm feeling. So
Okay.
some days I have had one too many cookies, and maybe my tummy is not feeling all that great. So perhaps I'll adulterate my coffee with a little half and half. Just to
Gotcha.
take off that bitter edge.
Nah.
I never
Right.
would think Santa drinks coffee, but it's like he's just like us.
He's
just like us.
yeah.
What does a day in the life on, let's call it July 15th? I'm just picking a date. Look like for
Yes.
for the clauses.
Yes.
And the elves.
The clauses.
Well,
The clauses.
have you ever heard of Christmas in July?
Yes.
Yes. So that happens around July 25th, and that is to recognize what happens in the southern region of our planet.
Right,
Yes,
right.
it's a different
It's
kind
a
of
different-
thing going on. It's
Understood.
winter over
Right,
there.
right.
So July 25th is celebrated as Christmas in July
never
here
knew
in
that.
the States. Yep, it's very popular.
And you go around?
And I do go around and I visit folks. So a typical day in July is much like getting ready for Christmas.
Oh, got it. So then maybe July was a bad month to choose. A non-holiday month.
So
Give us
a
a
non-holiday kind of looks like life on a farm. You have to recall that we are a working farm. We have reindeer that need to be cared for and cleaned and treated well. We have elves who live there, and their homes need to be taken care of. Thousands of elves. And of course, our several shops. We have a workshop. We have our home.
Right.
We have a decorating shop. We have a wrap shop.
OSHA? Is your shop so OSHA, sir?
Well, you know, magic sort of gets around a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I can use some of that magic. That's good.
So you've been doing this. I don't even know how many years. But I gotta say that I'm sure the way you've done things has evolved since the time. Has technology played a part in your evolution?
Oh, certainly.
And how's-
GPS was such a magnificent.
Oh, you never get lost
Oh,
anymore.
no. The reindeer love GPS.
Got you. So they sometimes between the can get off put between the weather and that's
Well,
really
down here, it's especially sometimes a little tricky because, as I told you, we disguise ourselves as a Silverado.
Gotcha.
And the reindeer are under the hood.
Got it.
Right?
So
and
it's-
while they're using the GPS, many times they want to slam us onto the parkway.
Yeah.
Right?
I got
Right?
it. Yeah. You can't
And,
do it.
No.
Sometimes, the disguised sled is not supposed to be on the parkway.
Well, I guess you could get away with it if a trooper pulled you over.
If a trooper pulled me over and I offered them their
The bad list. You put them on the nasty.
No, I would
naughty
never
list.
do that. Not our troopers.
So let's talk about that. That's true. That's true.
talk about the list.
So let's talk about the list. There's a nice list and a naughty
Yes,
list.
there is.
So what's the timeline? I'm going to assume December 26th or July 26th. The slate is clean.
Okay.
So now you're on the bad list. You do something, you get on the naughty list.
Oh, my.
How do you get off that list And what's the timeline to get off the
Right?
list?
Can somebody get off the night before by doing something miraculous, or you've
Well,
already?
it's about what's in our heart. So we can behave all kinds of ways and not mean it, right? But if we truly have a change of heart and we understand that we need to love and treat one another well, yes,
That's a
that
great
is
message.
certainly
Now more than
a
ever.
great exit from the bad list,
I love
from
it.
the naughty list.
So what motivates you every day to get up, motivate the elves, the thousands of elves? I'm sure Mrs. Claus, she's got her hands full. She's feeding, you're cooking, taking care of you.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get up. Look, there's some days I'm sure it's a rainy, snowy Christmas Eve, and some days it's hot. How do you keep the
fire
drive,
burning?
the fire in the belly, like entrepreneurship?
Well, so Santa's heart is wrapped around Christmas magic. All right? It is
Like yours.
about giving, it is about loving, it is about creating good feelings, and that is what drives Santa to work every day to
Got
make
it.
sure we're ready for the holidays.
That's the sense of accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Got it.
So Santa, you use this list to determine whether people get presents or not.
You fellas are focused on the nice and naughty list.
Well,
I am beginning to wonder here.
Yeah, don't wonder so much.
No. Don't look into that too much.
I have not seen
We're
you on the...
fascinated with the
I have
naughty.
not seen either of you on my naughty list.
No.
That's good. Thank God.
Well, yes.
Not yet.
So are you also on social media watching too?
Well, Santa does use social media. Yes, Santa is on Facebook, absolutely. And it helps me to communicate with folks who love Santa.
Right.
Yes, and tell them about my doings and where I'm going to be. Sometimes Santa is offering opportunities for people to come to see him.
Right, which is important.
For photos,
Sure.
absolutely.
So how does somebody find Santa if they want a photo or something like that?
Well, I think if they look right up here, right down here, where are we looking?
All over the place.
All over the
Why do you
place.
say it? Say it out loud, because there's radio too.
Oh, well, Santa can be found easily on, I think, easiest on Facebook.
Love
So,
it.
Santa on Facebook.
That's the name of it.
Santa.
Santa on Facebook.
That's
Ring
right.
the bells for us. I love these bells. So how do you, when you're going into someone's house, they're sleeping. You got all this bells and all this stuff. How do you, and you're walking on the roof, and how do you not wake us up?
You keep losing track. I'm magic.
Magic.
You know,
It's
I can't
you
follow
can't,
magic
you
thing.
can't get
You're
it.
magic.
It does
You're
all
right.
kinds of things.
You're
It allows
right.
Santa to move very quietly.
But he doesn't do magic tricks. He's just magical.
Well, it depends on what you call a magic trick. So it is. He is
Pick a
magical.
card.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
But you're not
we
picking
do-
a card.
We do. No, I don't do the pick a card trick.
Good.
Not unless I'm paid for it.
Right.
No. I'm teasing, I'm teasing.
So Santa exists in this reality, obviously, and I'm curious. Do you have a favorite holiday? But you can't say Christmas besides your own. What's your next?
An excellent question.
That is a great question.
Thank you.
I would have to say Halloween.
Halloween.
Halloween is a very fun holiday.
And you know what? I bet Halloween you can go out amongst the people.
I do, and nobody blinks an eye.
Because you can't go anywhere.
Well, you know, the children love to be greeted on Halloween with Santa.
Of course they do, but
They do.
non-Halloween. How do you get around? Like you can't go anywhere. You're like a movie star.
Oh, well, you know, but it's different. It's different than a movie star.
Yeah.
I'm certainly treated very well and gently.
Always.
Always.
Everybody's always happy
Always,
to see
and
Santa.
very kind.
Is the Easter Bunny happy to see
Oh,
Santa?
I love the Easter Bunny. What a nice fella.
That-
really?
you know,
Oh,
you-
yes.
you
I don't
br-
mean to split hairs with you.
No, no.
I've lost them a few times. Talk about a hair out of place.
That's, there you go.
Do-
He's hard to keep up with that Easter Bunny.
He does, but he makes me very happy.
Do you guys
Santa
all
Claus has a sense of humor.
do all the figures have a day that they collectively get together to celebrate them?
Yes.
All the holiday
Yes.
characters.
Like the DC Justice. What was
Yeah,
that,
like,
Justice
like the
Group?
You know,
Avengers.
if they do, I haven't been invited, believe it or not.
What? I think we should get on
No, I
top
think
of
they're
that.
waiting
I
for
think
you.
there was a movie like that, wasn't there?
I might
Was a
have been.
movie
I
where they all
think
got
so.
together. I think you ought to put that together. Invite us to interview everybody.
Interesting.
Right? That would be
Right.
fun.
A very good
Hey, you
idea.
got to keep an eye on everybody. You got the Shamrock guy. You got there's a lot going on. That'd be some crowd.
Now,
Maybe we'll work on
you're
that for
bringing up,
next year.
Randy, you're bringing up a lot of figures, right, that are very known, but I have to ask the man, the myth, the legend himself. Mensch on a bench. Real or fake?
Aha. Well,
Competition?
Competition.
Here's what I've got. No competition.
No.
No competition. No.
Does
We all work together.
Does he
So,
exists?
of
You're
course
confirming.
he exists.
You're confirming the bench on the bench.
The bench on the bench exists for those who want him to exist.
Love it.
Love it. I'm going to remember that. Is that true of life in general?
In general.
It exists for those that want it to
In
exist.
general.
Hey, why don't you tell people what's going on, where you can find us?
Well, first of all, if you're just tuning in to WBAB 102.3, we're sitting here with the Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
Hello, and you can find up all of our episodes on B2B with Randy and Craig on Instagram and Facebook, and all the episodes are actually on WBAB.com right after we air.
So Santa, so what's the latest cutoff that somebody can make a request for a gift? Like, where is it too late? Like, the kids put their list together, what they want. There has to be a cutoff where the elves just can't keep up.
I don't want to argue with you or to contradict you, but there's no cutoff.
Perfect. There's no argument.
No, anytime. A gift is for any time.
Anytime.
A gift is a representation of our love.
Love it. Mike, give us describe Christmas to us. Interpretation from Santa Claus himself.
Santa.
I got him. I stuffed Santa.
It's a way. So Christmas is an opportunity that we collectively come together to celebrate love, joy, and giving.
Family, all that.
And family, absolutely.
Right.
That's what Christmas is all about.
That's
the
bottom line. That's what it's about.
What Santa is all about as well.
So I'm going to tell you, I know many people have never seen Santa in their house when the gifts. Santa, we were very lucky. 2 years ago, we had family coming from Italy to visit us, and we put a special request in with Santa, and he came, and he let us meet him. And what an incredible evening that was.
Well, thank you.
To this day,
I
the
enjoyed your
family
family.
talks about it. It was just wonderful. If you have the opportunity, I'm sure the people have to ask in advance, but you could put in notifications. Santa, at times, can make a showing at your house.
Absolutely.
And sit with you and your family. And he read a wonderful story to us.
Yes.
He's a wonderful story reader, by the way.
Oh,
He definitely seems like he knows how to hold his own.
Oh, you're gonna have to butter my ears to get me out of this room.
He might do that. Be careful.
Oh my!
You know, it's funny because I could use Santa's voice should be on the online books. Like
Yes.
that should be an option.
Yes.
You know how you can have accents. I want Santa's voice reading the books.
Or your voice on GPS, letting me know where to
Can you
go.
imagine you went the wrong way? Turn around.
Turn around, Rudolph.
Yeah, no more of that recalculating. I love it. Good
So
idea.
have you ever gotten a gift request that you didn't know what it was?
So, that I didn't know what it was.
Yes. That you had to look up.
But the elves have to know. He doesn't know.
I wouldn't know if I didn't know.
Who knows?
Right.
Who knows?
Exactly.
Why do you have pencils on you? Making a list? You keep an
No,
eye on
I came from the toy shop.
all right.
I must have
doing measurements.
I want to make sure he's not making any lists.
no,
not around
Santa's
us.
a toy maker.
Yeah, no, I didn't know he's you're not the maker. You're the approver, I guess, right?
Well,
You're
no,
quality
make,
control.
No, I make toys.
What's your favorite toy to make?
Absolutely. Oh, I'd say a wooden train.
Wooden train. My
sense.
son would love that. He loves the trains.
Yes. Oh, I'd like to work in wood still. Now the elves handle the more technical
Like
stuff.
now everything is
Right,
electronic.
and
You had to
computerized.
bring elves in.
Exactly.
It's not the same old
They're
elf.
all very well trained.
The
But there are
elf of
people who still appreciate the nostalgic gifts.
Always. And I didn't mean to speak over you,
No
but the
worries.
elf of today is not the same elf of yesterday because they got to know so much more.
We all learn and grow.
Right. We all
Even
learn and grow.
I'm
Oh, yeah. You got
I'm
the
saying
sweater.
I normally wear my company shirt, but I made sure to wear my sweater today.
Oh, my.
And I didn't wear mine because I didn't want to wear the same one as the big man over here. Not you, the big man.
I swear it was not planned. It
These
was
are good
not.
sweaters. What do you think of the ugly sweater thing? It's fun, right?
Of course it's
Do you wear
fun.
ugly sweaters all year round?
Absolutely, Mrs. Claus insists on it.
I love it. She's a great
Does
woman.
does she knit her own or?
Of course, you crochet, actually.
Crochet, okay.
Yes, it makes for a nice tight weave.
Gotcha. Okay.
And up in the North Pole, we like a little more warmth, a little more insulation.
I can imagine.
Now
I
we
can imagine.
hit on the topic of movies prior to. All right, I'm going to ask you two questions. Right, one. Nightmare Before Christmas. Is that a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie? And hit that one first, and then I'll hit you with this.
I think we kind of already answered
Up to
that.
you.
That was related to the question with.
He's trying to trick you.
I'm trying. I'm trying to stumble it down.
Got you with
Yeah,
Santa.
gotcha. But that's what you want to do.
My.
Then my second question would be,
naughty.
what Christmas movie do you think best portrays you?
Oh, that's a question.
Now that's a good one.
I have a particular fondness of The Miracle on 32nd Street.
As you should.
Yes.
It's a great movie. By the way, I wore red sneakers.
One of the originals. One of the original ones.
Gotcha.
Love it.
Yep.
That is
Very,
fantastic.
very nice film.
I want to ask $1 million question.
Certainly.
My $1 million question is, how did you meet Mrs. Claus?
Wow. That, yo.
How did that come about? Were you set up with her? One of the elves?
Yeah.
Well, years and years and years, many years ago, when Santa was still fully human,
right.
We lived in a village, and there's a practice in that village when you come of age to be introduced to folks, to meet them at dances and socials.
Right.
And that's sort of where I met Mrs. Claus.
And it just was
And it was
sparks from there.
Kismet.
That's wonderful.
Christmas
Wow.
magic right from there.
Christmas magic.
Absolutely.
And
Wow.
at that point, did you, in your mind, know that your goal, that this magical journey was going to happen for you? You were going to be Santa Claus. You were going to fully
I see. Well, as I said, I am a toy maker.
Right.
And so Mrs. Claus knew that when we entered into our agreement.
Gotcha.
And it became a very important part of our lives. And then once Christmas magic came into it,
That's it.
It turned into what it is.
That is incredible.
What-
That's
wonderful
incredible.
thing.
What is the biggest misconception about Santa Claus?
Misconceptions about Santa Claus.
What- yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do you have a misconception about Santa?
No, about your job per se. Like, people think one thing about your job, or
Right.
that, but it's not the truth at all.
You may have finally stumped me. I do not know what people think incorrectly about Santa.
I think everything that applies to what Santa told us, it's in your head. That's what's so magical about it. What's magical is Santa can be what you want Santa to be. I mean, he's real. He's here. He's spending time with us. But what gives you a sense of Christmas spirit might be different from me. How you like that? So can I go on a sleigh with you
Very
now?
nice.
Very good, Randy.
You know
Yeah,
what?
very
Absolutely.
For now on, you're sitting next to us.
I
We'll take a
just-
spin around the building.
I think I
after.
just got the boot from the show.
I just poured you a glass of milk.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'm going to add a candy cane to it.
Oh, how wonderful.
All right, and I'm going to tell you, Santa Claus, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, the busiest schedule,
The busiest
to
schedule.
come on and talk to us B2B, where our goal is to motivate and inspire entrepreneurs and business people to get up and get out and take over the world.
Stay active, people.
I love it. Any last advice? Any last words you'd like to share with our listeners on WBAB?
Maybe
I'd
some
like
words
to
of
wish you
inspiration.
all a very Merry Christmas.
Very Merry
Thank you.
Christmas.
Thank you. Again, what an honor it is. Can I shake
A
Santa
pleasure.
Claus's hand?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank
Very
you.
much.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to B2B with Randy and Craig and Santa Claus himself. Have a happy holiday.
And as I always say, that's a wrap.
Oh, you God. Thank you for tuning in to B2B with Randy and Craig. Looking forward to hanging with you next week.